Don't pay a quarter, don't pay a dime, don't pay a penny, don't waste your time. If half a penny is all he asks, don't give him any. Lay off his tracks, my half a penny is what he'll say. Still a steep price, just walk away.
Good morning, Hit Nation, folks, Pockets, and everything in between and beyond. My name is Roy, the host of these pre-game pennies, Heat at Mavs, for the 21st game, for the 22nd game of the 25-26 season. Again, I host the podcast that is called My Worthless Half a Penny because I don't want to give you my 2 cents. I'm just giving you my worthless half a penny, as the intro song now describes it. So anyway, first things first, we're going to talk about how Heat and Mavs compared to each other as teams right now in this point in the season. I'm going to talk about the game that happened last Monday on the 24th. Heroes returned from injury in first game after, off the season, 25-26. We're going to talk about basically my expectations about, this game, and a very interesting point that I think that Raf made in regards to bigger or smaller lineup. So first things first, Dallas Mavericks right now are 28th in points per game with 111. They are 13th in rebounds per game at 44.7, about 45. Assists per game, they are 26th with about 24.5. And they allow about 116 points per game by opponents at 16th place and 12th in the Western Conference. Miami Heat is third in the Eastern Conference, and it is second in points per game at about 124. It is fifth, one position up in rebounds per game at 46.2. They are second still in assists per game at 30. And that's the only category which they are below a little bit. The Dallas, 2 more points allowed by opponents score per game at 118. So 20th place in that situation. And basically, this is how we are right now. AD is coming back. Let's remind ourselves how that game on the 24th went. So basically, it was a 106-102 Heat win. Tyler Hero was available for the first time in the season. Norman Powell was not available, so he played at first. So again, we have 4 games since Hero came back, 3 with Norman Powell. Over 4 games, we were 3-1 with Hero, and without Norman Powell, and with Norman Powell in the lineup, we're 2-1. Today's going to be the 5th game. The sample size is still small. But yes, of course, I can see that Hero is playing a little bit more. Considerably more if you look at the minutes with the second unit, which I am, again, we were doing great without him, but I still think that he has a huge role to play in winning. That's what happened, right? But he had the second highest plus minus with 16. He had 24 points against Dallas. He had 3 steals and 7 rebounds. Basically, the highest plus minus, if I'm not mistaken, here was of Davion Mitchell, 19. And Khalil Ware did also amazing that game with 20 points and about 16 rebounds, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, the other game happened as such. Flag made a pair of free throws, tying the game with 102 and 104 left. 102 apiece, right? And then the Mavs got to stop in the next possession. They turned us over. Adebayo stole the inbound pass, got it to Hero. Hero scored 104, 102. They still had a chance. They missed a shot, fouled us. Bam Adebayo with a couple more free throws, if I'm not mistaken, to ice the game at 106, 104 and improve our record at a time to 8-1 at home. Right now, we are 10-2. My expectations for the game are very obvious. Even though I have AD, I do not fear Dallas. I do not fear any other team except for the very obvious schedule losses, such as the Nuggets and the Thunder. But I don't necessarily fear any other team. It doesn't mean that we're going to win. I don't think AD's presence, if it indeed plays, which I think he will, is concerning. I think that we are more and more finding our team when everybody is healthy and while we hold down the fourth for a potential big in the future. I don't know. But then everybody wants someone big, right? Well, Raf has called the attention to the Miami Heat fans group. And he basically said, guys, you guys are slipping. You guys want the taller lineup? Well, let's take a look. With Andrew Wiggins, Norman Powell, Mitchell, Larson, and Ware, we have an offensive rating of 118.5 and a defensive rating of 125.6 points per possession. per possession. I don't know. Uh, Wiggins, Smith, Jovic, Hackes, and Fontecchio have a 108.5 offensive rating and 104.9 defensive rating. Pretty good defensive rating. The best defensive rating with a small team. Only Fontecchio as a big. Wiggins, Powell, Adebayo, Hero, Mitchell. Again, only Adebayo as a big. They have the best defensive rating with 124.4 and the second best the second best defensive rating, 124.4, and the third, right? The third best defensive rating, but still bad, 111.5. Now, Wiggins, Powell, Adebayo, Mitchell, Larson. Again, Adebayo being the only big, have the highest offensive rating at 139.4 and the second highest defensive rating at 105.0. With Ware and Adebayo on the team, our offensive rating goes down to 107.9. And then we have basically the 116.7 defensive rating, which is not so good. So maybe I was wrong. I mean, looking at the game, especially the last game, I was obviously wrong. Wanting Ware to be there, impact the paint, but then disregarding how Wiggins help us defensively, maybe is a fault. But I still think Ware can start. That we want to take a look at how that looks like. But I understand that some personnel choices changes are probably going to be required before we're able to do that. But that's it for me. This is a very quick pregame penny. Stay safe, stay dry, stay warm, and stay as happy as possible in this incredibly complicated world of ours. Let's go Heat.